Alright, hello, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Alright, let's see. When I last left off, what was I doing? I was talking to the scientists here.
For hellos, you'll get no such satisfaction from me.
Cool. Where is Dr. Who is it? The guy that is the voice of Rusty from Venture Brothers. A lot of mentats. I need to somehow get 3 perception to talk to Dala. I don't know how, though. Maybe there's like a piece of clothing that gives me some perception. I'll take the surgical tubing. Oh, hello, VO. It's going pretty good. How about you? Are you good? Let's see. Pre-war hat. What? Where did I get energy cells? What? Oh, is this, Oh, there we go.
News. Talking lobotomide arrives in think tank. Its purpose unknown.
Oh, yeah, still on a big mountain here.
Impossible.
Oh, what? Picking your brain. Let's see. You're Dr. O, correct?
Oh, yes.
I might be able to finish it today.
At least you got the doctor part correct. I can be grateful for that, at least. Stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco tech on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
What, my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Robco tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain could make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm.
Dip boy.
Or to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
I don't think I'll worry you by telling you what House and his robots have been up to since.
Worry about House? Why would I do this? Hope he died alone in a dingy room, streaming his last remaining bodily fluids into jars.
Oh, he's going to. And then I'm going to eat him.
Those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
Calm down, just wanted to ask some questions.
Fine. Ask.
I heard you and 8 were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze,
Yes.
on collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, A tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but...
I can't just stop picturing just this is Dr. Venture saying all of this. That's, who are the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things that they ever got out.
I'm missing one barter. Hold, actually. Here, there, one barter. There's... And what should I get? Medicine? I'll get medicine. Okay, barter 25. I'm going to need something to debug these central intelligence barter routines.
Sure, let's see. What can we feed that stupid personality chip? Here we go. Some worthless bottle caps. These should do it. Just dump them on its surface, and the trade interface should pop up.
Oh, there we go. Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes
It's Venture.
a mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Speed 65, are you sure? I'm a good listener. I got ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Intelligence 7. If they kept confusing the letter with the number, your name is Dr. Zero.
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am Zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
I don't know, O sounds more impressive. That's not much of an improvement. Alright, do you want to call you Zero, or...
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right?
Dr.
It's
Zero.
the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
I still need to watch the final Venture Brothers movie. I haven't seen it yet. Intelligence 9. If you wanted to differentiate the O with the O and the zero, just put a slash through the zero.
What?
Zero. Draw a slash through it. It's standard term length code to distinguish the two. Are you seriously confused by this, or are you messing with me?
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually.
Wait, you don't know what the Venture Brothers is?
I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
Oh, it's like one of my favorite shows. This is it's sort of like it was on Adult Swim like many years ago, but it's basically like kind of a parody of like those old like 80s cartoons where they'd have like, you know, like Johnny Quest and stuff like that, where they'd have like a scientist or something, and they'd fight supervillains, and this is basically like the real world equivalent of that, but it's like the son of one of those scientists that fought villains, and now he's a scientist, and he has to deal with all of like these shitty villains that keep trying to go after him. It's really good. And what makes you truly Zero?
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like
And this guy
surprise.
is the voice of the main character, Dr. Rusty Venture, and he sounds exactly like this, so while he's talking, I'm just imagining Dr. Venture speaking. Well, there's power in Zero. It reduces anything multiplied against it to 0. Or you may want to stick with O, as in the O of discovery. And maybe you should dispense with the names and focus on the accomplishments.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer.
Oh yeah, I love Aquatine as well. I've seen a bit of Death Clock, at least the first few seasons.
I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. I make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So Zero, got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that,
It really de-reses my screens.
as for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
It certainly is. Interesting. Whatever it once was. It looks like junk. That scrap metal is supposed to be something?
It's a discovery. Kilomiles beyond your understanding that... You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbles together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
A giant robot scorpion?
Yeah, crazy, right?
I can't wait to fight that.
Midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Can you tell me about this facility?
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
Let's see. What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
But I was gonna say, that's actually one of the Easter eggs in in the DLC, when you walk into that one building, the thing's called the Walking Eyes. Those are a reference to the Venture Brothers, where he's like washing the walking eyes. It's, I can't even explain it. You just see it. Let's see. 246. I need ammo. I should probably... I'm just gonna wait and try to get some more shotgun shells. Oh yeah, it's my birthday. Oh boy.
Might I be of service, sir? Might I be of service?
Do you really not have any shotgun ammo? No. No, my skin envelope. It's weakening. The endless march of time.
Might I be of service?
Wait. Oh, he still doesn't have any ammo. Whatever. You have pulse slugs. Those are probably good. Alrighty, here, let me store my garbage. I should probably store these too. Where do I put my ammo stuff? There we go. So much garbage. All right. Is this the... Yeah, it's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the This is where you get, like, pretty much all of the, at least the beginning of the story of the, what do you call, all of the other DLCs. Actually, I don't know what order the DLCs came out in. I assume this was the first one. Oh god, is that the... Oh, it's time. It's time for drugs. Where's the... Let's see, let's take a buff out. We got some Deathclaw blood. Human remains, let's see. Where's medics? Medics. Oh, I think I have Slasher, actually. Slasher.
Smoking fentanyl, lace cereal milk. I see God.
Some whiskey. Why is it facing, why is it just facing the other direction? What is it? It's broken. Oh, there we go. Oh, it does radiation. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's where you get... I guess you experience dead money first, and then you get the, and then this is kind of just the backstory of them? Yeah, I guess this just provides context to it then. Oh, and then the Gunrunner's arsenal. Let's see. Oh yeah, you go to level 50 in this one. I forgot about that. I should probably just get endurance, or if I get a perception, I can talk to Dala. Let me see. Maybe I should just get, what's it called? Endurance, so I can get another implant. Oh, okay, yeah. Manium skeleton. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get endurance for now. Where is intense training? There. Oh yeah, I have radiation poisoning. Where's the There we go. No, my drugs. I need the emitter. There's this. Oh, a layer. What's this? Audio sample Mobius Roboscorpion. More goodies over here. Oh, I can't open that. Let me see. What, actually, wait, what's... Oh, it's my, my drugs. I'll have to come back for that. When my drugs wear off. Actually, I might not be able to pass a speech check if I do this. I'm just gonna go back and wait for my drugs to wear off. Because I don't want to kill Mobius. There we go. Okay, emergency shutdown procedure log. Per instructions from the higher-ups, after that one time the giant Robo-Scorpion's attack routine malfunctioned. We've installed an emergency shutdown procedure. Let's hope we never have to use it. The prototype systems will all be fried, and we won't be up to running again for weeks. The military's expecting delivery of the battle-ready model within 6 months, and the project has already had enough delays. I should probably fix this thing. It's Dr. Mobius.
Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Is that better? Surrender, Mobius. I don't want to fight you. I've defeated your giant Robo-Scorpion. You're next.
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you
No, not the flying tortoises. Thanks. I'll save it for later. Enough, I'm here to kill you.
I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-terrific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel.
I forget them all not long after, though. Especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations. Although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back. Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily.
For no reason.
You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Exactly. I want my brain so I can leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you.
Another
Fight
one.
or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me.
I should add that.
Over Mentats.
Soundboard. Another one. I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Repair 75. I can't fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon Mentats break.
Oh. Can you tell me about your robo-scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous
desert.
blasting. How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
I was curious about some things.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
You don't seem aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not
Same.
usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire
Smoking
chest
fentanyl. lay cereal milk. I see God.
As for the psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Wait, it sounds like you built the Robo-Scorpions, issued threats to keep the think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Is some reason for it? Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius. Sounds like you forgot your master plan. Surprised you remember your own name.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I. Although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
Science 50, you reprogrammed their names as part of a recursion loop. What, to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
Why did you trap them in there? A recursion loop is designed to prevent the flow of information, so...
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place.
It's a wild wasteland thing.
Myself to forget them, just in case. Probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them off.
I think that's a reference. It says, yeah, it's a reference to an old science fiction movie called Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail.
Intelligence. Klein, Mobius, O's, a circle, 8's an infinity symbol. They're all loops. I get it.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional.
Yeah, this part is pretty sad. That's kind of an asshole thing to do to your friends. Intelligence, minor detail, but a snake devouring its own tail is Ouroboros, not Ouroboros. Let's...
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
If you lobotomize the think tank, why terrorize them? I don't understand why you sent them threats. and the Robo-Scorpion army against the think tank?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason.
For a reason.
Didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
But there must have been other signs of a larger world. There were other visitors, though. Why am I different?
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of...
Yeah, you find out Mobius was actually the good guy all along.
Their countless escape attempts.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. Perception? Huh? What are you talking about? Medicine, what? Some kind of medical condition? Or guns? The only wrinkle is the one that bullet made going into my brain pan.
Yes, very good. I should have mentats in just you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the auto dock in the sink.
Yes, bullet headitis.
Programming to fix the problem, and the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial cells into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
So if I don't get my brain back in my head, I can't leave ever. So, you set the threats on a loop to keep them occupied.
Oh no, I doubt your brain would be so unreasonable. It already knows the trick of it, you see. Doesn't need to be in a host body at all. If you become friends or exist in an uneasy truce with weapons aimed at each other, it would unlock the fence for you. Well, once the think tank was dealt with, of course, your brain is a responsible sort. Doesn't want mad scientists running around everywhere.
And let's see, so you said, let's see. Intelligence 7 Klein said that they had an idea to get 3 technologies after your broadcast. Coincidence?
I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it, potty mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
What is the purpose of the technologies? What, was there any other data transmitted in your threat broadcasts? But the think tank downloaded the schematics, not the items. They can rebuild them.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
Quite the optimist. What is the purpose of the technologies?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things. They had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
Was there any other data transmitted in your threat broadcast?
Yes, my overly aggressive cammed up broadcast was designed to keep reinforcing the forget, fear, rinse, and repeat program. Oh, and the get me the things to castrate your only possible escape attempt. But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could the other visitors. Only so much science can do when you started talking to them. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. It's because you're, well, rather intriguing, if you'll forgive an old brain for saying so.
Was curious about some things. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Time to go.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
I was... How it plays the thing after. Mobius glove.
Dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we
It's
been?
Stewie.
Crawling through bits of radioactive muck again?
Are you my brain? Why does my brain sound so masculine? This is too weird. I'll be back later.
Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get.
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Yes. Why are you such a dick? There's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event. Listen, you're my brain, so you'd better be more respectful. How the hell did Mobius get a hold of my brain?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course you're responsible, you're my brain. Oh, come on. That stuff's fun. I didn't realize it caused you so much stress. Listen, you're my brain, so you'd better be more respectful.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those, feelings that motivate you, those urges to hurt people, to take and crush and maim. Do you know where they come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
Medicine 55. But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
admit it, you're just as glandular as I am. Oh, come on, that stuff's fun.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
But, what about the good things? What about crushing those who oppose you? The smell of fire, loot. I can see your point. What can I do to make this fair compromise? Too bad. I've got arms. You don't. You're coming with me.
All motivated by nothing but an imbalance in certain brain chemicals. The tank corrects for that. I feel no urge toward antisocial behavior.
Speech. Speech 75. Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones? So what? You'd rather just stay here and never leaving that tank of whatever that stuff is. Well, if you like being stuck in there so much, maybe I'll just leave you.
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think. Yeah, but you didn't think of that, huh?
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we just trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated. Well, maybe we could keep going like this. What do you think?
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So, what do you say, Brain? Join me for some wild adventures. Maybe I've been a little unfair. If you want to stay here, I'll let you. How the hell did Mobius get a hold of my brain?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say, but quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
How did he manage that? It seems like a pretty unlikely coincidence.
I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though.
It seems like a pretty unlikely coincidence.
Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it.
Well, that answers that. On to something else.
Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied.
Let's see. So what do you say? Join me for some wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted. Then let's go make them share. Come on, Brain, it's stomping time.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really?
Really?
Delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
What's so bad about letting the brains get out? They don't seem that terrible. Speech, you're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go. I'll handle the brains. You stay here. You'll be more useful outside of my head.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso.
I got a
with
trophy.
those other meaty parts
Make up your mind.
from us.
Cool.
Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Cool. Actually, is there anything else in here?
They said I was mad. Preposterous. Not an angry bone in my body. Had them all removed.
Oh, a toaster. Oh my god, that's a lot of mentats. There's so many mentats. Ooh, some combat armor. I can repair my stuff here. Let's do science and int.
Electrons attached to the neutron. The neutron's attached to the meson. Meson's connected to the proton.
This isn't accurate. These aren't labeled properly.
I do so love integers.
That's a giant robo brain. That's As long as I know where it is, that's all that matters.